I just couldn't be prouder, quite frankly, of what we've seen unfold here in the last 24 hours or so. Because this, we're standing at a critical juncture in history. And I was thinking a lot about this last night. And I jotted down some thoughts about it because I really wanted to ruminate on this and remember where we are. This, to me, what Trump has achieved, and I guess you always have to somewhat say if, but it sure sounds serious. If Donald Trump has achieved what I think we've achieved here as a country, and with this president, this is as big as the Berlin Wall falling. This is as pivotal as the Cuban Missile Crisis being averted. This ceasefire between Israel and Iran is not just a pause in a conflict, it's a triumph of Trump's resolve. Israel's partnership in this, it's reshaped the Middle East and silenced the greatest sponsor of terror the world has seen in modern history. And it was a brilliant execution. Operation Midnight Hammer. For decades, Donald Trump has been consistent on this. He has warned that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. He promised this in 2015's campaign. He has been steadfast in that notion today. Others wavered on this. He delivered. Operation Midnight Hammer was a masterstroke of deception, secrecy, and overwhelming power. He crushed Iran's apocalyptic ambitions. It was conceived in secrecy, the utmost of secrecy, which was amazing. The plan outwitted Iran's defenses with surgical strikes on its nuclear facilities, buried deep in the mountains there. And it was coordinated with flawless precision by the United States and Israeli forces. The operation unleashed devastating success without a single service member injured. It's a testament to the strategic genius of our military and this commander-in-chief. Iran, which is an Islamist, Jew-hating regime, wielded no vast armies, but they did command proxies like Hamas and Hezbollah as instruments of chaos. From October 7th and that massacre in 2023 to assaults on global trade, their billions from oil money fueled terror all over the world. And now their coffers are depleted. That's huge. This was not an easy path. Trump is a president who long opposed forever wars, recognized that preventing a nuclear Iran required decisive action. He faced a firestorm of doubt and critics from inside his own tent. Familiar voices whose names you know, and I'm not going to mention here. They called Trump complicit in Israeli strikes. Others lamented a fractured base, claiming neocons had won the day. And Democrats, too, of course, that goes without saying, all cried foul, declaring that World War III had begun. And yet Trump stood unmoved, guided by a singular conviction. Nuclear Iran is not just a threat to Israel, it is a threat to the world. Undeterred by these voices, Trump drew inspiration from history's bold leaders, like Reagan, who demanded Gorbachev tear down the wall, despite the skeptics. He understood that Iran's regime chanting death to America and death to Israel was no rational foe, but a fanatical foe, one bent on total annihilation. His decision was not about conquest or endless wars. It was about prevention, a spectacularly executed blow to stop a catastrophe. With Israel's courage and the brilliance of Operation Midnight Hammer, he succeeded, proving the naysayers wrong. Iran's inability to retaliate effectively and this ceasefire that has followed, they're testaments to strategy, strength, not appeasement, all to ultimately bring peace. This is a moment that transcends borders. It's about a Middle East where children in Jerusalem or Beirut or Tehran can all live free from missile barrages, God willing. It's about global trade flowing unhindered, about a world no longer held hostage with nuclear blackmail. It's about hope for the Iranian people, long opposed by a regime that squandered their future on terror. They now have a glimpse of freedom. President Trump has set this process in motion. It is a legacy that could liberate a nation and transform an entire region. History is going to remember Donald Trump. History is going to remember Donald Trump as a president who, against all the odds and all the critics, did what he believed was right. He kept his promise to stop Iran's nuclear threat. He orchestrated this spectacular mission called Operation Midnight Hammer, and it was a dazzling display of strategy and resolve, and most importantly, the skill and the might of the United States military. He stood with Israel not for war, but for peace through strength. I believe June 23rd, 2025 is a call to action like Reagan's call to Gorbachev. It's a tear down this wall moment. It's a defiant stance that changed the world. So let's build on this victory. Let's forge a future where terror yields to hope and the Middle East can rise anew. It's not just a ceasefire, potentially. This is a beacon, we pray, for generations to come. Trump's critics are committed, for various reasons I've discussed, to now being counter to Trump in every way. But instead of using nuclear weapons to end a potential World War III, Donald Trump destroyed their ability to make and use nuclear weapons. That is true peace through strength. The 12-day war, as he calls it. It would make a hell of a movie.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.
The Chris Stigall Show Podcast.